Hey everybody, I'm Amber.
And I'm Maddie.
And we're
Witches Talking Tarot.
And today we are going to talk about Lupercalia, a Roman festival of purification and purging to start, but also fertility and prosperity, as you will see.
I know. I'm very excited about this episode. It's going to be so silly.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting.
I mean,
I went looking through the house for a wolf, but I don't have one, so happy Lupercalia, everyone.
Will they be oh my god. I mean, it's like
it'll be right before, it'll be like the Thursday before or something that this goes out. So enough time that if you celebrate, you can get stuff together for it. I did read, I don't know about you, but the one thing I did read was like the Satanic Church still celebrates Lupercalia.
I don't know how to respond to that without.
I was very intrigued. I think because of, as we'll get into later, all the.
I know. That's why I'm like, I don't know how to say it, but like, I told Amber.
If you're a Sabrina watcher, you know what's coming up.
I told Amber earlier that like, I feel like what happened was maybe a Christian missionary was going to Rome or some shit, and then it's like Lupacabra, and they're like, oh my god, you know what I mean? What are they doing? You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, like...
That's a joke. I know that didn't happen.
Yeah.
Like,
no, I feel like that's definitely...
when you hear party like a pagan, this is what my...
Look, when you read that they put St. Valentine's Day on February 14th to combat Lupercalia, I believe it. I don't know that it's true, because like not every source says that, but I believe it because of exactly that. Like somebody came to Rome and they were like, holy shiitake mushrooms.
They're like, what is that on there? What is that in the street? Yeah. What is that? What did
Naked men flagellating themselves?
What did I just step in? You know what I mean? Oh my god. I feel like a lot of people, when they hear party like a pagan, like I was saying, people on like in my family are like, that is exactly
two things that come to mind.
Right, exactly.
Lupercalia imagery, Beltane imagery.
Exactly, that's what I was saying. Oh my god.
Well,
Beltane.
and what's funny is I'm pretty sure it's Kupala nights that in the Slavic regions they do the same thing with the woods, like we were joking about, where you're like forbidden forest.
Yeah, you know? Right. I mean, like
we'll get there, guys. We got to warm up to it,
right?
We want you excited. We want you anticipating. I'm pretty sure that's what Lupercalia wants to. So interesting fact that I learned during this research that I'm sure in a way I knew, but also totally didn't think of until this moment. Did you know in ancient times they had 10 months in their calendar because it was pre-Julius Caesar, so they didn't have
right, I had read that.
July or August, right? So Lupercalia being in February, it was actually the end of the year. March was the new year for the pagans.
Oh, wow.
Or I'm sorry, for the Romans. Because again, this is a Roman festival that probably developed from a Greek festival with my god Pan. So we'll get into that too, because it's lots of fun. So where do you think we should we start where they start?
I think we should just start with, let's start where they start.
So the Lupercalia is celebrated by the I was reading it as Lupercalia, but I heard on a podcast I listened to, actually it wasn't a podcast, it was like some professor guy's class, and it was kind of cool. Probably going to start listening to that guy more often. He's dry but informative.
I love it.
He called it was like, he said Luperci or Luperci. I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to say Lupercalia because it comes to mind. You know, Luperci, but the I has the line over it, so it draws it out. Anyway, so those are like the brotherhood of the following, I guess, because like something said like it celebrates the she-wolf that
fed Romulus and Remus, because the cave that she lived in
was Lupercal
or something like
Romulus
that. Yes.
named it Lupercal, but also I guess pre that it celebrates other stuff, but for the Lupercalia itself, it's okay. So that's right. Okay, I was having trouble for that for 1 second because, so there's two different factions of names that I didn't think to write down. Sorry guys, but you can look it up if you want. And essentially, they're two different families of whatever, and it's one family that followed Romulus and one family that followed Remus, and the Lupercalia is actually almost like a reenactment in a way of Romulus and Remus competing for who was going to be in charge of Rome.
Wow.
I know. Crazy. I totally forgot until like it just popped back in my head. And I don't remember the name of the different factions, but you probably read that they're two different like two different families of these Luperci brotherhood that do the Lupercalia events. I call it events.
I always forget that these are a bunch of Italians.
Yeah.
Because I when I think of Rome, I think of Greek because they're so similar. Yeah. But really, what Italians, man? Like I always forget.
All right, so
I feel like that goes along with what you said. Yeah. I'm sorry, it's not completely out of the blue. It's just like that's how they founded Rome.
Yeah.
And Rome is in Italy.
And I guess I didn't think about it. Now I'm thinking about it like a bunch of bros.
I know, that's what I was thinking too. He's like, no, Ma says.
Yeah. And I think it kind of is. Like, these guys follow it this way, these guys follow it this way, and then at the Lupercalia, they both come together and celebrate together.
Well, it makes sense because Lupercalia is all about coming together. But seriously, it really is. Okay. So the celebration of Lupercalia starts with...
It starts with a blood sacrifice. And then...
Not a person, though.
Right.
Just to be clear.
Right. It's a goat. And then there are 2 factions of 12 men, one from each of the groups, one of Romulus's and one of Remus's. And
so 24 total.
Yeah. Okay. And they have their foreheads anointed with the blood from the sacrifice off of the sacrificial knife. And then their foreheads are washed clean with a bowl with milk. Which I have seen many like pop culture things where I've seen that happen in like other
sticky.
Rituals.
I hate sticky. Oh, God damn it, this holiday.
Well, the milk, I think it would be more just like soothing and creamy like.
You think so?
Yeah.
Well, milk it's got sugar in it, so it's not sticky. You don't.
No,
like
I don't think so.
Sticky?
Also, like it wouldn't have been pasteurized. It would have probably just like been fresh. I don't know.
I'm sure it was fresh. Did the milk come from the sacrifice? Do you know?
I have no idea. I did not read that.
I didn't read that either. I'm curious.
I assume it is goat's milk though.
Right. Yeah.
But not necessarily. I did not think about it being the same, right? It could be wolf's milk.
It could be.
I bet it's to represent the wolf.
The wolf.
And, like, Zeus and Jupiter play in on this a whole lot because Jupiter's head priest is the guy that's, like, doing all the anointing and shit. And, like, because, like, apparently there are a bunch of different churches among the different gods and goddesses.
It makes sense because you've got the Temple of Apollo, you've got the Temple of Athena. It very
much reminds me of Christianity with the branching off of these different.
No, you don't want to hang out with them. They're
no. They're not cool. I mean? Like they don't have the orgies. Well, like, they do, but then there's like bad shit that follows.
Guys,
like Sodom and Gomorrah.
Like I imagine.
Should we do that as an episode?
I would love to do that.
Do you guys want to hear us? Comment if you do. If you want to hear that, comment.
I imagine like there's the Brotherhood of Zeus or whatever they called themselves. Like, nah, you need to stay away from the daughters of like Artemis because they'll fuck you up. And they're not interested.
Right. Artemis leads the wild hunt.
Right.
Or Diana. Yeah. Diana in the Roman pantheon. She leads the wild hunt.
Diana.
And it is her and a bunch of her maidens running through the woods and killing any man that they happen upon.
Speaking of, Amber has a really cool shirt in her shop. It says, "Living my Diana days if you are a crazed feminist."
Yes, it even has a rainbow background with the triple moon over it.
Right.
Yeah.
Because, Artemis / Diana. Oh, no problem. Artemis / Diana.
Yeah. That shirt's name was born on this show.
On this show, it was.
It was. Living my Diana days, and we're just talking about
But anyway, so they're anointed, they're washed off. Now, they take, like, the hide of the sacrifice or whatever, which leads me to believe they probably also ate it. Because if we're,
right,
you know what I mean?
Everything.
Exactly.
Right? And you would leave some of the sacrifice for the gods as well.
They're going to run nude.
Yep.
Through the city, And there's going to
flagellating themselves. Do you know what flagellating is, guys?
I fucking hate that shit because I don't know what it is off of, but I just see this, like, there was, like, an albino guy, and he was, like, hitting himself, and was it fucking the Da Vinci Code?
Yeah, I don't know what that's from, but I've seen flagellation and other things.
I'm not a fan.
I've read about it, a lot of things before I ever saw it in pop culture. Or if I ever saw it in pop culture prior to reading about it, I didn't understand what I was seeing.
You know what? I'm going to say, though, like, seeing it in pop culture when it has to do with Catholicism and Christianity, it's more of, like, a sad thing where they're like, I'm so bad, I don't deserve this. Whereas with Lupercalia, I imagine it's more of a... I'm turning myself on by whipping the fuck out of myself.
Well,
I see it as less of like a shameful thing and more of a I'm getting my testosterone and my adrenaline fucking going by doing it.
I see it as that is the result, but I see it as them being like, this is my way of honoring my God, is bringing the blood to the surface and like making the blood flow as a symbol of what you're willing to give to your deities in return for the fertility and prosperity that you're asking for.
Right.
But
as opposed to the result, shameful,
you are getting that testosterone going and you're getting all that goodness going. Whereas with the shameful kind, you still getting the
bad part.
You're getting the shame, but you're also getting the weird natural endorphins along with it. So it's like extra.
You've got shame, weird boner, and I'm excited.
Well, like weird boner is how I learned about flagellation. It was a like I'm such a bad person kind of thing, and I was like, what the fuck just happened? But they definitely they flagellate themselves, and then any women that they come across, they will hit to bless them with fertility. If they are pregnant, it means they'll have an easy birth, and if they are barren, it should help them get pregnant.
Motherfucker, this is like some weird BDSM party.
Well, when they got more prudish about it later, it was just done on the hands.
Yeah, I read that it was just done on the hands for the women.
Man, don't hit my hands.
Yeah, that's worse. That's worse in my opinion. The hands or feet.
I just let too much of the cat out of the bag on that one.
But in all seriousness, though, we're talking. It's like
fleshy bottoms.
We've got some 50 Shades of Grey going on here.
Well, I don't I guess I just see it as like I said, it's like a more primeval Valentine's Day. It's it's being in touch with the animal side and celebrating the fertility that goes along with that.
Right. Well, and I think that's why with the whipping, I feel like it's not like a BDSM type turn on, but it is a turn on specifically for the men and for the women as well, because it does draw out that primal energy. You know what I mean? You're I'm getting so angry.
Getting spanked is nice.
Oh my god!
I don't know how to put it. I can understand why.
But I get what.
Not upset. They're like, yes, give me that fertility, baby.
Oh my god! What if they are?
In the street.
They're on either side of the street. Oh my god, dude! Seriously.
And the flagellators are just going down, and the ladies are like,
funny.
All the single ladies.
Well, it's funny because as I was reading this, I told my husband it reminds me very much of a Dothraki wedding.
I did not know how this was going to go.
I know. I knew it was going to be a fun wedding or a fun episode. Because when I was reading it, I was like, this is a Dothraki wedding, straight up. They're
I do not remember the wedding enough.
Oh well, they're literally fucking each other in the streets,
that's right.
And she's scared, and they're like, no, this is how it be, and they're fighting over a vagina.
Well, and see, the sex part doesn't come in until, you get to the woods,
right?
So, for me, it is definitely, it's exactly what, I guess, a Christian would imagine a pagan.
I know, right? Exactly. Now we're going in the woods.
Yeah.
But I imagine there's a random yell, and it's fucking Pan, and he's just
Okay, so I'm glad you said that. When they do when they get it washed off with milk, they're supposed to laugh when it happens, right? And I was wondering, why would they laugh? And it's associated with Pan, right? To me, what's the opposite of a yell? A laugh.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, I can imagine Pan being out in the woods being like, holla!
Right.
Holla!
I know, right?
Or, wait, is he out in the woods going, let's get it on?
I know, right? No, I was just thinking, what if these dudes, I'm sorry, I'm leaning back.
We're comfy.
These dudes are chairs. Who can yell the loudest and sound like Pan the most? And the loudest that they yell...
That's the mating call.
Yeah.
And, like, so you're drawn to the loud... Like, because, okay, so for anybody who's watched Sabrina... I love the Lupercalia episode. Like, they all run out into the woods, and it's a bunch of horny-ass teenagers running out into the fucking woods to pair up. And I'm pretty I almost want to say it was assigned, which is kind of weird. I can't remember. I've only seen the episode once. But, like, that's exactly what I picture, is, like, a bunch of horny-ass people being like, yeah, this is it. I'm gonna find my dude.
Oh my God, we need a comedy with Michael Cera, and he's like, "This is it. This Lupercalia. I'm losing my virginity. I'm fucking doing it."
Please.
But not just Michael Cera. Can we please get Mutz's fucking face in?
Jonah Hill?
Jonah Hill.
Yes,
And they're both like,
oh
yeah, finally old enough to do Lupercalia. We're gonna do it.
It's super bad Roman style.
Right, exactly. He's like, she
God.
wants me. It's happening. Hey, see you, Lupercalia.
Oh my God. I want that to happen.
I want it so bad.
I want Emma Stone in this movie.
Right?
I love Emma Stone.
That would be so funny, dude. And then you've got to have your, like, McLovin. You know what I mean? And he's the one that turns out to have the orgy. Oh my God.
He's like,
he's anointing the young ones. He's like, it's your turn now. This is a true Stifler's party.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
And Stifler's mom's like waiting in the woods, and she's like, hello.
God. No, she's like, hello.
The boys, hi.
Oh man, those things are prominent in the show White Lotus.
Oh, I fucking love her. I love her voice. She's like, this Lupercalia makes me want to have a hot dog real bad.
Perfect. That actually perfect.
So that's our cast for our Lupercalia episode. It's super bad and fucking...
And Stifler with his mom. But not together, because that's fucking weird.
But I could totally see the one guy that I love from American Pie on there, too. And
Jason Biggs?
Yes. He's Jason Biggs.
Well, the hot guy from American Pie is the one that all of the girls are, like, hoping to pair up with. And then he's going to pick Mina Suvari with the big-ass forehead.
Oh, my God. That means Jason Biggs is going to be out in the woods, and he's like, I don't know what's going on. And then that one crazy bitch is going to be like, this is for so-and-so.
This one time that Lupercalia? Okay, so
but
the Lupercalia cast is Superbad and American Pie.
Together.
And it's kind of perfect.
I know. I love it, right?
Yeah, it works, guys.
What the fuck does he call himself? That one fucking weird kid, and he's got like red hair and it's from American Pie. It's the something-inator, like the Terminator, but something else.
Zackinator
or something like that.
I can picture him, but I don't know the name. Like, I can...
Oh my God! I'm sorry, but you know who's also gonna join this cast? The one lady who's a total lesbian in, she's in American Pie. I'm just gonna show you a picture of her. She's also in, Orange is the New Black, and she's gonna be a daughter of Diana. And she's just gonna be like, man...
And you know what? I like to imagine the daughters of Diana on Lupercalia. They're like, I'm going to get boned.
Yes! She's trying because
she is. Because on Lupercalia, these couples, sometimes they just couple for one night. Sometimes they stay together for a year and a day. Oh, I love Natasha. She's in Russian Doll or whatever.
Yeah, she's in a bunch of shit, dude.
I love her.
She's a daughter of Diana, and she's like, I gotta get more ass than these fucking guys out here.
Right?
You know what I mean?
She is totally going after the other ladies, though. She's
absolutely
not trying to get dick.
Oh, no. She is a very aggressive lesbian, and she is beautiful.
She is gorgeous. I love her face.
I do love her. She's great. I actually really liked her on Orange is the New Black. She's like my favorite character.
Yeah, it's the one show that
Yeah, she's great.
Watch, but I
she's
love that
the leader of the the daughters of Diana, and she's
that hair. It makes sense. It
does. She's like giving them like
in the toga, and she's like got like.
She's giving all of them a pep talk. Like, these guys out here think they're gonna get all the puss, but like it's us.
Right.
They don't know.
The other daughters of Diana, some of them want to get a little staff every once in a while.
Right.
So like, but Natasha, she's got like she has her spear, and she's like, I already got a staff.
Right. She's like, look,
I'm going hunting.
Right. Good luck to you, ladies. Right. See you on the other side.
And they were hunting for couplings, and sometimes they even stayed married.
Yeah, sometimes they even got married.
Like romantic.
It is kind of romantic because can you imagine like? I'm trying to think of how to make this romantic way. Like, you have a crush on this guy, and he has a crush on you, and so you're like, hey, we should go in the woods, and then they just stay married because Lupercalia is when you were able to approach those.
Yes, exactly. Because like I was saying, like I have a crush on you, you have a crush on me, and like we're too shy.
This is the Michael Cera character, coming in.
We're too shy to like talk in the village where one of us could reject the other, but out here in the woods, naked, everything's like all there. We're naked as jaybirds, like it's all on, like, and we can make the decision together, and then boom, we stay happily ever after.
To me, that's the Michael Cera storyline right there. Like,
I could dig it.
100%.
I feel like Jonah Hill doesn't even have the courage to do that part. He's just trying to do his best pan yell because he is all talk.
Yeah, exactly.
And Emma Stone's like, whisper in my ear, and from behind we'll make it work.
No, totally. I don't know. I can't lie. I think
I didn't mean to be wrong.
My favorite Lupercalia storyline is probably Natasha. What's her name? Yeah. Like, that shit's hilarious. But
and she finds Allison, who this one time at Lupercalia, the head of the Diana bitches found me.
Right? Oh my god.
Best Lupercalia ever. I don't know if her name's Allison on.
I know who you're talking about, though.
She's the flute girl. Yeah.
But that. Well, damn! What a nice time. Yeah. I'm like, damn. Actually,
Lupercalia. Like, I don't know. I don't hate it. Like,
I wonder if there's any. Did you read any?
It is Valentine's on steroids. Like, you can tell me that you don't believe the two are connected.
I don't.
But literally, some people couple only that night. Some people do it for a year and a day. Some people stay married for the rest of their lives, starting on Lupercalia. Valentine's Day is on February 14th. Lupercalia is February 15th. And Valentine's Day, everybody wants a date for Valentine's.
Right.
Everybody wants a date for Valentine's.
Somebody please make this movie.
Yeah.
Like, please.
It's great. And like super low clothing budget because they're naked half the time.
So my question
you just get to do the Austin Powers thing.
HBO.
Okay.
Like,
do the Austin Powers thing where there's like just random like branches and stuff. So like
but Jonah Hill's the Austin Powers, and he's like doing his stupid little dance, and Michael Cera's like, so you're ready?
I feel like Seth Rogen has to play like a role as one of the older guys of the
order. My god, yes, the older guys of the order. We've got Stifler, we've got
Seth Rogen.
I feel like
what? Jason Bateman. I just want to see him.
Jason Bateman.
He's been in a lot of things with Seth Rogen.
Oh my god, yeah, he's cute as fuck.
Yeah, he's in Ozark. And
I know who you're talking about.
When I was a kid, he was on like Family Ties and shit.
He's cute, yes.
We have the same nose. I'm sorry, Jason Bateman, we do.
He is very cute.
But I still think you're attractive, so that's saying a lot because I didn't like my nose. No, didn't. Or my friend Drescher laugh. Not a fan of that either.
Man,
Who else? Okay, so that's 3?
3.
There's somebody else from that age era. You know what? Can Harold and Kumar come to Rome and have
We can do that.
Fun?
I was honestly thinking not Samuel Jackson. I'm sorry. Sam Elliott, because he's older and he's like super attractive. So he's like, look, they're going to tell you all this stupid shit, but I'm going to tell you how it really goes. You know what I mean?
I feel like I love that. However, at the same time, I see him sitting back and just kind of watching
with
it all
black cup of coffee.
Yes.
Like, he's like, I remember those days.
Yep.
I love it.
and like predicting what's gonna happen between the couples and kind of he's the narrator.
Yes, he's the narrator.
Oh, please.
Because he's like, I remember those days.
Yeah. That one. I love it. He's going to get his heart broken.
Oh my God, no. I saw, there's this one lady that does TikToks, and she does like me when I was 13 years old and shows a younger version, and it's like me when I'm 30 years old, and it's an older version of like Waterworld, Dances with Wolves.
Okay.
Kevin
Costner?
He's handsome.
I love me some Kevin Costner, but not as much as
a Lupercalia priest.
Kurt Russell. Because, like, when I was growing up, there was something about the two of them that they kind of looked alike to me. So in my head, I always think about one and the other at the same time. Right. And Kurt Russell's the hot one. And then... who's the other? Who we just said?
Kevin Costner.
Kevin Costner's like he's taller, but he's just not quite as cute.
Like, we've got Kurt Russell, Sam Elliott, and possibly Kevin Costner.
And I'm down.
They're kind of sitting back with their
They're the three old men. They're like the triad, you know, like three is a magic number and all that shit.
And they're like,
oh my God, are they?
The younger
ones.
Not
this. We're not casting this for. This is for the movie that is different than a future episode where we cast any of these guys.
Right, yes.
Are they Zeus, Hades, and Poseidon?
Oh my God, yes. Oh my God.
Who's Pan then? Because we have to have a Pan.
Okay, honestly.
Because this is his festival. Or a Faunus, because it's Roman, but it derives from a Pan festival about Pan
when I see
called
Pan,
Lupercalia.
I have a specific look in mind.
Oh my God, George Clooney.
Are you serious? No way. That is not how I see Pan. I'm going to show you who I see Pan as. And
with horns.
With horns. This is so different. I mean, like, what's that show?
Sorry, guys.
With Kathy Bates in it. Just joined it. Okay.
A TV show or movie?
Yeah, you're just totally not going to fucking agree with me. But it's going to be, for me, it's this guy 100%. This is Pan. This is Pan.
He's not attractive enough. No way.
This is 100%
No, I get it, but...
Because he's a satyr. He looks like a satyr to me.
Oh. This is the one time where I'm like, oh, he's not attractive enough. I just, no. I don't know. I picture like a big fuzzy head of hair.
Really?
Yeah, like floppy hair on Pan.
I could also see him as Mr. Thomas from The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, but I think that's just because he's a satyr. Hey. Okay.
So if not George Clooney, who would I pick as Pan?
Who is actually an amazing fucking actor, by the way. I think he plays on Split.
Oh, that guy, totally.
Yes, like 100%.
I could see him as Pan. That might even be the face that's floating around in the back of my head that I'm trying to find. Because he is pretty perfect for Pan.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's a good actor. He's good as fuck anyway.
Wow, so I have seen the Chronicles of Narnia. Because I've seen that.
Yeah, like that's just, Who the fuck is that actor?
What's his name?
That's Mr. James McAvoy or
Oh, James McAvoy.
McAvoy, yes, he's great. He's
fucking... I can see him as Pan, just hollering over the whole thing.
Yes.
I guess I could see the other guy with a satyr face, but only because of the... What's his face? Percy Jackson
I think was that him?
Not necessarily, but the kid that played Grover. Pretty sure wasn't Grover that character, the satyr.
Yes, he looks just like him.
That guy.
Yes, exactly.
I don't think that's that guy because the guy who plays the satyr, he is later in something Thunder or something Lightning. Tropic Thunder. He's in Tropic Thunder, and he's taller than that guy who plays, was it Dab?
Yeah.
Dabby?
Something.
Yeah.
So, I just had a thought. Guys, close your eyes. Go on a journey with me, if you will. It's Lupercalia. We're walking through the forest trying to find a partner, right? And then all of a sudden you hear a gentle flute. and then everything
I'm
else.
Coming.
I know. You said it so much.
I'm sorry. Like,
I'm already there.
I may have had this dream already.
Are you serious? Okay, that's gonna be on Kindle Unlimited. That's gonna be on Kindle Unlimited. But like all of a sudden, it gets darker and darker, and everybody else just kind of fades away, and you're walking towards the do.
Yeah, it's back to being George Clooney. But yes. No, I'm just kidding. I could do it with James McAvoy too.
You were chosen, this Lupercalia, to mate with Pan. Fucking hell, that would be on Kindle Unlimited.
Yes.
That is a book. Oh my God.
Is a
and
dream.
then that happens. But then it's like more than just sex, right? Like maybe you guys start to fall.
It's all about sensuality.
Right.
And it's about wild animal instincts, because Pan, he is everything that is still wild about the world. He is the wild. He is wildness. Right. He is the wild copulation in the spring of all the animals when they're getting together to make sure the world goes fucking on. Because you know what? If those animals ain't fucking, we ain't eating. Just saying, Pan is very important in the fucking cycle.
Oh, totally.
And I have a thing for him.
So like, let's say, oh my gosh.
Not from a...
I get
because he's a satyr thing, but because he's like, he's one of my only gods.
And then you wake up and you're in your house and Lupercalia is over. And then all of a sudden you're going to the stream to get water.
And you hear the flute.
You hear the flute, or do you see like, there's a little like nymph, water nymphs around, and you're like, what? I couldn't see these before. Right? What's going on? Now you have the gift of sight.
Oh.
Because Pan. And then, like you said, and wow, this.
And then, like, you see the shimmering, and it opens up, and you have a free pass to go back and forth to your main squeeze Pan.
Oh my God!
Minus
write it, Amber. Please write it.
Because like the first half of that is a dream I have literally had. Literally.
Please write it. I would read the shit out of that. Like, no lie.
You know what? Like, I've got to give you Jitterbug Perfume. You have to read it. It's so good. It's sexual as fuck, but it's all about Pan and, like, about, like, he is a corporeal being, right? Or he was back when people believed in him, but now that people don't believe in him, he's kind of like a ghost. He's like the ghost in the machine. He kind of exists. He kind of doesn't. It's like, it's a good book.
Oh my God, like, fast forward.
He's not the main character. This king named Alobar is the main character, but it's fucking good, and it's all about perfume, hence Jitterbug Perfume, and beats. Oh my God, Alobar must have been Slavic because beats. Sorry.
No, I'm like, it sounds good, and I'm also like, what would I call this?
Also, Alobar lived like forever.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
And so did his lady, because they figured out some shit, and Pan was a part of it.
Like he found a sorcerer's stone. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, like it was like they learned how to live properly to live
right,
forever,
I believe like
and
food. And
Pan was involved in that somehow because he keeps showing up throughout their timeline because they go from like the way, like Alobar, he saves her, I can't remember her name, but she's about to be burned alive with her dead husband because she is in the Middle East, which makes even more sense that he was fucking Slavic. But anyway, sorry. It's really good. But anyway, like together they learn how to live forever, and they do. They like live forever. Wow. It's really cool.
That sounds good.
It is. Like, and really good. A lot of it has to do with like anointing your skin with like specific oils and stuff like that.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really cool.
So this was actually a really fun episode. I had a great time talking about this, and nobody, like, I was gonna say nobody jack off, but let me just, what I was gonna say is nobody jack off my story idea, and then I realized that was really shitty terminology. Nobody steal my story idea.
Right, but we hope you guys have a happy Valentine's Day
and a happy Lupercalia.
Thanks for coming to sit a spell.